Hey everyone, it's Jazz here. I am going to be doing a review of Arabic Pod 101, and I'm using this because for the last year of 2024, I have been learning Arabic. And so I want to kind of show you what my thoughts are, as well as how I feel like it would be useful for you. So, Arabic Pod 101 is a part of a company called Innovative Languages, and they are a company that really and truly has like so many different types of languages you can learn from. Um, they, I think it's, I don't even know how many. There are just so many languages. I used it for French when I was in college as kind of like a review. Then I had learned German using it back when I was in college when I first started learning German, and I also used it for, I believe, Italian at one point. I believe, or actually no, Spanish. I did use it for Spanish. It's a very unique program, I will say, compared to what I've seen before. So I really wanted to show you like what I used, how it helped me, and whether or not I think this is useful, my thoughts, whatever. I will get started on the demo. So this is where my learning dashboard is, and this is where it takes me from the beginning. It records how many lessons I've completed, how many hours total I've studied, and yeah. So then you have like some featured things, like they'll let you know of any like subscription deals. Then they show you some featured lessons, and then you have vocabulary lists. We'll kind of come back to these a little bit because some of these are going to be important. Um, but anyway, so the lessons library is where you typically want to start. I'm at level 1 standard Arabic. So this is like, here is where you're going to have all your levels: beginner, intermediate, upper, advanced, bonus, etc. So, so for level 1, these are going to be the lessons I'm going to complete. They're kind of like little mini courses within a course. So they're usually videos, a lot of times audios. So for this one, Arabic alphabet made easy. So these are actually videos. They're really short, and they go through like 2 to 3 letters of the alphabet at a time. They might talk about vowel signs, and then there is a practice sheet at the bottom. It'll give you a little worksheet where you can actually uh, write them out yourself. I can do them on my laptop because my laptop is also a tablet, so I'm able to kind of just virtually do it if I'm bored. But also, like, sometimes what I might do is I'll actually print it off and I'll just like do it as like something to do in my downtime when I'm at work. So going back to these, a lot of these videos that I see, you can actually find them on their YouTube channel. I think for me, I felt like that was kind of, didn't make a whole lot of sense because I guess like you're getting a bunch of resources with the subscription, but it's like absolute beginner questions asked answered by Nora. This is a series that is on their YouTube channel. Like most of these videos, you can find them. Maybe not all, but some. They show up, and when you click on them, they are very much, uh, they're very short. This one it says it's 3 minutes and 18 seconds. And so, of course, you have, with a paid subscription, you do have lesson notes. So those are things you can download and kind of read. A transcript of what she's saying, and then what else? Some kind of comments. That's pretty much it. Market is completed throughout that thing, but then you can also throughout the market complete out throughout the pathway. I don't know, favorite it, add like notes to it, download, and then there's like a couple of tags because it says it appears in certain playlists. So upload beginner, and then also throwback Thursday. Of those, intro to Arabic, conversational phrases. I still haven't completely finished those, and conversational phrases I don't really need. I just really want to my thing is I just really want to know how to form a sentence. Pronunciation guides, things like that. Then I get to beginner, which I have not finished beginner. So some of these I did look through, but it's just kind of, I don't know. The way I learn a language is a little bit different because I just, So this one is Moroccan Arabic words, quick and easy Arabic review for beginners. The 800 core words and phrases. I just felt like it was more of like, let me just tell you sentences and phrases. And I know if you've known me for like a while, I don't like sentences and phrases because I feel like words and phrases because I feel like you don't know how to use that. My thing is that I really want to focus on writing it, like writing and reading, because I feel like those are things that's the most difficult part. Whereas speaking and listening is a little bit different. Uh, I think maybe like this is not the best place to learn Arabic in itself, because with Arabic is that it's such a different language than like, anything else that I've learned because it's a different alphabet. It's a completely different, you know, it's just different. Mainly, I mean, there's certain things that are similar, like the pronunciation. I just feel like each dialect is like its own language. So sometimes for me, I just felt like it would have been really nice if it was just like, like instead of like learning, you're learning Egyptian, being introduced to Egyptian and then Moroccan Arabic in the beginner, like level 2 standard Arabic, rather than like just like as a beginner, because each Arabic language, like every Arabic dialect, is sometimes like its own language, even though it uses the same alphabet. So that's what my concern was. And then you have the third level intermediate, and those are like words of the week, listening comprehension, Moroccan Arabic words of the week. So it's just like I feel like it's not necessarily like this. You're not getting a whole lot of things that are different. You've got, reading comprehension for beginners. So it's like their videos. What does that Arabic signal say? You're getting like videos. It's like scenarios, and then they give you four options, and it's like okay, it's like multiple choice, and it's like I feel like looking at what I've already learned so far, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, when did I learn how to read that? If you're learning a bunch of words and phrases, how did I know what that was? So then, of course, like with some of these vocabulary related videos, is you have like the dialogue, um, and then you have vocabulary, which is what this is. You can actually change it, or actually take the English out. You can vowel it, take it without the voweled accents, and you can romanize them so they have it in like letters that you understand. So that I like because it's like I can compare and contrast, and you can add them to like a flashcard deck, create a word bank, a slideshow, and then make a PDF out of it. And then there's also a quiz. So you're always kind of like up to date on those words. And then also right here with the dialogue that's used, you can see that in many different ways. So that is kind of like where my concern is. It's just like I feel like I'm not sure how we got to that level. And then like upper intermediate. So it's like level 4 listening comprehension, reading comprehensions, video culture class. And these aren't really bad because, again, these are some of the things I think that are on their YouTube channel, where it's like you're watching a video for like about different cultural events. And I think I watched one on Coptic Easter. So I'm thinking like it's kind of like I can't remember if it was English or not. So it's basically where you're getting like a good sense of because apparently in the Middle East people do celebrate, Christmas and Christian holidays because, I mean, honestly, if you really think about it, like Jesus was a Jew and Jesus was born in the Middle East, so you think that like it wouldn't be just like oh like Muslims living there. I mean, there are people of different uh, religious backgrounds. So she's going to tell you about whatever this is, like whatever the holiday is, all of this, and then there's going to be certain vocabulary words that she's talking about that are going to be pulled to the side. And then, of course, there's the Arabic and the English translation uh, or captions. So, I mean, you have that, and then, of course, down here it's going to translate everything. And I just don't like that this font is so small because you literally have to zoom in. If you really wanted to read it, you'd have to like zoom in and be like, what is that saying? You know. And of course, you can find it in English as well, or both. Yeah, or both. But um, that's kind of like where I see that. And then there's of course like the vocabulary, and then you've also got the transcripts as well, including the comment section. So that's kind of like what I think is interesting. I mean, I don't know, maybe that might be a really great immersive way to learn a language, because I think that like if you're hearing it, you're comparing it, and it also gives you a chance to pause, look through what they meant, what they just said. I mean, it's helpful to have the transcript, I guess, in a way. But again, because it's on their available on their YouTube channel, and a lot of these videos, you can just find them by themselves. Um, you can find them on YouTube to be able to pause and take notes or whatever it is that you really need to do. And you can pull up those vocabulary words as you need to. There's like the advanced, and that one is just mostly listening comprehension, and it doesn't feel necessarily like you're learning as much. I mean, even at an advanced level, you're not really learning a whole lot of new concepts. It's mostly just learning how to apply it to different things. I feel like advanced is like that level where you might want to be learning how to decipher dialects. You might want to learn how to use like complex form of conjugation, or maybe different writing styles. Like if you're looking at writing from like at a university level, like things that students would be learning, like in order to study abroad, or if you wanted to be in a classroom where they teach Arabic, I would probably be learning something along those lines. I probably would have nothing in English, like nothing. Um, I don't know. That's just kind of what my thoughts are on that. I just felt like I kind of got bored because I kind of just stopped at level one. Because part of it was I just felt kind of confused, because I just felt like, okay, I'm learning these phrases. I know how to sound out words, because learning the alphabet was, I think, the easiest part. It's like playing crack the code. So, and what I think was really helpful for them is they have a lot of printable like worksheets that you can do, because I think I still have some. They would send me weekly email saying, "Hey, um, there's a new workbook." So I would download those. So I always will have these, and I would take them to work, and I would just write these out. I mean, it's a good practice way. It's a good way to practice. But I just felt like it was mostly vocabulary words and phrases, which really just, because that's one of the reasons why, like after like 12 months, I felt like I hadn't learned anything really. I don't really know how to say a whole lot. I don't really know how to. I mean, because like again, this is helpful. So I guess it's helpful to an extent, but it just feels like when you're like for me, I really am trying to focus on grammar rules. I want to know like what are all the pronouns. Like there's the fact that in Arabic, I remember when I was first started learning, is that there's a way that you speak to people if they're male or female. I really want to know that. And I just felt like I wasn't getting that here. Okay, like how do I speak? And unless you're like, and they've got like worksheets, conversation guides, cheat sheets, all over the place, which is great. So I can print those out, I can download those, I can review those. But if I'm not reviewing those, if I'm going here solely just to try to learn, I'm just not going to get anything out of it. Unless that's kind of how the way that you learn. But I just personally just felt like I was just bored and I wasn't getting what I needed, especially like grammatical structure. I really love going in depth with that so I can understand, because I feel like if you don't know how to put together a complete sentence, there's something wrong there. I'm like, I really want to know how to, put together a sentence. I really want to know, um, you know, how do I speak to, like, how does like the accent marks change when it comes to speaking to a man or speaking to a woman? And I've got some other resources that I'm going to share with that as well, because I've kind of, with my Arabic language learning journey, so I will probably make a video on that later on. But I'm just so frustrated. I'm like, I just really want to know. Like again, like I said, the alphabet, easiest part. Remember, it was like it's so now it's like sounding things out, and I've got my printout of the Arabic alphabet, and I just kind of just use it to refer to. And now I don't need it as much anymore because I pretty much know what the letters mean, or what the letters represent, what sound they represent. So yeah, so that just kind of was frustrating. You have, flashcards, word lists, like vocabulary lists. So they have some that they created for you, like numbers. So you can view that list. Of course, you can create your own, but you can review that. And so it's like zero, you know, one, two, three, and then they use examples so that you can see those in English, Arabic, and then also the vowelized, so where the version where you've got the vowels, the vowel accent marks used. So I'm like, okay, well that's helpful to know how to count, and things like that. Different ways to say thank you, words for cosmetic and beauty, effective ways to learn like how to talk about, like highly effective language learners, all these different things. So there you have those. And then word banks, word of the day. Word of the day, I get those by email. Uh, isn't that like 100 most common words, 2,000 most common words, Arabic key phrases. Like, I'm just getting words. And then, of course, you have like a teacher who will actually, um, part of like the premium membership, you have a teacher who you can like write messages to, which is helpful. I mean, I think that's like a really, the most valuable thing you can have as of, when it comes to getting help. Like I have a question, so that was really helpful. And they give you some resources as well. But what I really want to say is that I think a lot of this stuff you can literally find on. There's so many lists for so many things, and I really don't need that. I'm gonna go back to my dashboard. So when I scroll down, I mean, you can see their YouTube channel, and I subscribe to them as well as some of the other languages that they teach. So these are basically like they're always live with like something. Um, they're always streaming something. And then it's like all you need to know in 2021, free Arabic PDF packet. They have a lot of videos on like what they have to offer subscription wise more than anything else. Arabic listening exercises, which you can also find on the website. 160 Arabic words you'll use every day. Um, I don't know, like this is just not. I don't know. I just don't feel like. And then they have Arabic grammar mastery in 30 minutes. And most of the time when they have videos like this, it's typically going to be like a compilation of different videos. I notice that sometimes they do that um, as well. Culture and etiquette. I do like that they do cover some cultural aspects. Um, I like the fact that like a lot of times their videos, like especially like the videos on their website, are typically short, like under 5 minutes. So you're not going to be sitting there like being like, oh, I'm going to watch like a 50-minute video on something that can kill your momentum. Learn Arabic while sleeping. So it's like 7 hours of like them doing like words and phrases, like how to say something, how to say whatever. So you have those. But that's like the most of that of what I get here. Then you've also got their uh, podcast, which I don't see here. Um, but I know they have a podcast. If you have like podcast, uh, so here you'll see it's like basic greetings, all about Arabic, like um, history, sentence structure. So they might, I don't know, I mean, like, they're short, they're under 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I would say, like, this may be, like, a great place if you're just, like, looking for, like, I just need, like, some fast Arabic to learn. And here, this is what I'm talking about. They have other languages too. Like, I'm just needing to learn specific things, and that's fine. So that's kind of like where essentially my experience with this Arabic Pod 101 is. I think like I like that they're so accessible everywhere, so that you can, if you're not on your computer, if you're not watching YouTube, you can like listen to a podcast. Most people are on Spotify anyway. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say if you're gonna listen to a podcast, I mean, go ahead. I don't know. They're short, easy, like digestible. But and my only concern about the podcast is I'm just kind of concerned that they might just end up being like a podcast where they end up like talking about the language versus actually teaching you the language. So that's like the one thing I do get concerned about when I see things like this. So anyway, but if this is helpful for you, and again, if you're not trying to get like a certain level of fluency, because like when you're looking for fluency, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna pretty much require a lot more than just using one resource. Like when I got to a point where I was at a, where I didn't need to be taught French, it was more of like just using it and applicable learning, was that I had to get myself around native speakers, find content made by native speakers. Like, because there's only so much you can learn before you have to start using it in order for it to be maintained.
Overall, those are my thoughts. I hope that this video was very helpful for you. If you've used them before, if you have watched their YouTube video, listened to their podcast, been on their website, I don't even know. They're everywhere. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this gives you a well-rounded perspective of a multilingual. I've been learning languages since I was pretty much really young. Like French was my first language, and then for so long I just keep compiling languages. But anyway, I will talk to you all in the next video. All right, bye.